With TARKIR Dragonstorm just around the corner, we put together a list of our top 10 favorite dragons. These are not necessarily the most powerful, but just my personal favorite. At number 10, we have Goldspan Dragon. Has flying and haste. When it becomes the target of a spell or attacks, create a treasure token. Treasures you control add 2 mana of any one color instead of just 1. Next, we have Newcomer Cavern Horde Dragon for 7 red, but it costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest number of artifacts an opponent controls. So oftentimes you will just cast him for 2 red. Has flying, trample, haste, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token for each artifact that player controls. Great way to make treasures. Next up, we have Skittles or Skitherix, the Blight Dragon. Has flying and infect, which is what makes this dragon so lethal. You can give it haste until the end of turn, or you can regenerate it, so it's hard to get rid of. Next, we have Terror of the Peaks. This one has flying. Spells your opponents cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. That makes Terror of the Peaks a great spot removal piece. Next, we have Hellkite Tyrant for red for flying and trample. When it deals combat damage to a player, gain control of all artifacts that the player controls. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. And what better way to make those artifacts? Ancient Copper Dragon for red has flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You make that many treasure tokens. Next, we have Tiamat. Our first 5-color dragon on this list has flying. When it enters a battlefield, if you cast it, search your library for up to 5 dragon cards not named Tiamat that each have different names, reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle. So it's going to reload your hand full of all the best dragons. Next, we have Old Gnawbone, 5 green for a dragon. Has flying. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. Old Gnawbone comes out, and on the first turn, if you have other creatures deal combat damage, he pays that off. Very, very good and underrated in my opinion. Runner up, we have Miram, Sentinel Worm, flying in Ward 2. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except the token is legendary if that dragon is legendary. Not only does she double up your dragons, she also can double up your legendary dragons. This is a amazing deck. You should check out our deck tech for Miram. And the winner, by clear margin, the Dragon has Eminence, one of the most broken mechanics in all of Magic, reduces the cost of dragon spells by 1, has flying, and whenever 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards, then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. So going to refill your hand and cheat out permanents, gross. But we cannot wait for TARKIR to come out, and we hope you guys are excited as well.